Join KEXP and Woodland Park Zoo announcing the return of BECU Zoo Tunes for the summer season, featuring Yacht Rock Review, The Revivalists, Suki Waterhouse, The Breeders, and more. Proceeds benefit more than 25 local and global conservation projects. Ticket information and more at zoo.org/zootunes. See concerts, save animals.
You're listening to NR Headphones, and I'm Evie Stokes, your host today. I'm really excited to have my friend Carlos Cruz here with me today. Hi, Carlos.
Hello.
Thanks for coming by.
Anytime.
So you are a videographer and a video producer at KEXP, and you see hundreds of live performances every year in our live room, and then you travel to various locations around the world. So last year, you traveled to like Mexico, Spain, France?
We did Spain and Oakland, and also Rennes, France. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not a bad gig.
Not a bad gig at all.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say you have a pretty fucking cool job.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, can't complain.
How did you get started at KEXP?
I started as a volunteer. I was a portrait photographer, and that's what I did most of my time. I also did music videos outside of this. Mm-hmm. And I heard about the opportunity, and I kind of jumped in it and worked out.
Who have you made music videos for?
Oh, God. Let's see. Yatsian from Sub Pop. I'm thinking, now you put me on the spot. Greaves. I did a music video for them. And I did a bunch of music videos in Mexico, too. That's kind of where I build my portfolio.
And you're from Mexico?
I am from El Salvador originally.
Mm-hmm. And where in El Salvador?
San Salvador, El Salvador. Yeah. That's where I was born. And then, the Civil War happened. I got moved to Guatemala and Mexico City for a long time. And how long have you been in Seattle? I've been in Seattle for almost 11 years.
Yeah. How did you, what brought you to KEXP? Did you know about KEXP beforehand?
I didn't know about KEXP. A girl brought me here.
Oh.
I fell in love. That's right. I fell in love. I met this lady that was hella cool. And she moved back here, and I was like, I gotta follow this. I can't. Yeah. I'm not going to stay down there and, no. It just wasn't going to work, So I just came here.
Yeah. Well, Carlos, when we talked about you coming on the podcast, I thought you see so much live music. Everything that comes through KEXP, for the most part, you are in watching. I asked if you would bring one of your recent favorite performances that you've seen. And you brought a song from Photons that you saw performed live at Trans Musicale in Rennes, France last year. December last year?
Yes, Photons. I really like them. They're cool.
Why do you like them?
Well, I rarely, and I shoot quite a bit, but I rarely see bands that play house techno music with real instruments.
It's so cool.
Enough said, right? Yeah. Like how do you do that?
Yeah.
So, it was pretty cool.
All right. Well, they're a Parisian band. Again, the name is Photons. Let's listen to the live on KEXP version, and then we'll chat about it when we're done. How's that sound?
Good.
Okay. Photons rules, and I loved watching that performance. Why did you pick this one of all the ones you've seen?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's very easy. I edited that one. So that's how I pick them. If I like it and I edit it, it makes sense. You know, I might as well promote it. But there's so many bands that come here, and you know, the way that we all operate in the video team is each one gets to select sometimes what they want, or sometimes it gets given it to us, right? In this case, I kind of picked that one just because it was fun. It was cool to edit. I don't know. It was just, it was a good challenge, you know?
So set the scene for me a little bit. When you were you've been to Rennes, to Transmusicale a couple of years. 4 times.
Yes.
So what is it like there? What is the festival like itself?
I've never been to the festival.
Yeah.
We'd never go. They have us aside because, all right, I'll give you a little insight of it. Yeah. Okay, so traveling there is like 10 hours. So it's quite the ride. And after we get there, we have to wait like 4 hours for the train. And that train takes us to Rennes, and it takes another 4 hours. So we're in transit for like 18 hours. By the time we get there, we're pooped. Then we have the setup day, you know. So while all this is happening, there is these hangars, these massive hangars, like airport hangars that they have outside of the city. And they have the festival there. And there's buses that just take you there. And there's French people smoking and vaping all day, you know, outside of the bus station. And there's like hundreds of them lined up, and then they just go. And so the bands have these really weird schedules. They don't play at like 8 at night. They play at 3 in the morning or 4. So sometimes we see these bands, and then they're like, oh, we got to take a break and go rest because we play at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And it's really weird, and the way that it works. But they make it work. They just party.
I am impressed by the thought of playing at 4 in the morning.
I go to bed at 10.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, I can't do it anymore.
Not built for that.
No. That's some rock star stuff.
So how was the session? How was it watching them perform? And I know you're very focused because you're holding a giant camera in your hands.
It's funny that you say that. Sometimes people think that the experience of being in there is like, it sounds great. And I hear fuss half the time. And I'm just worried that I'm actually catching what I need to catch, right? So you're always on. But, you know, in this one, we had wedges. That way we could hear. And I don't know, just shooting it, the experience, they were quick. They were rushed. Those guys had to get out of there. I mean, I think I took their picture in like 2 minutes. It was like we all had to go. And just shooting it was really fun. Everybody, it was like one of the last bands that we had. So when you have one of the last bands, we're a little bit more loosened up,
loopy.
Yeah. Well, no, like we get the groove, because the first bands that we get, we're always kind of like, what are we doing? Who are we? The jet lag, you know, we don't know what by halfway, we're already like, okay, this is a job, we got to finish it, you know? And so it gets better progressively. So that was one of the better times that we had shooting. The team was already synced up. We had an issue with the camera, but even with the issue, we didn't feel it because it was already structured.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know much about Photons? Can you tell me much about them?
I have no idea about them.
Well, I can tell you that what I know about them is they're a band out of Paris.
I knew that. And they have silver outfits, which are pretty badass. And the drummer has a disco ball on his left side.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a detail that I like.
Like a tattoo, or
no, like a earring thing with a disco ball.
Okay.
Yeah, like a thick disco ball.
Taking notes.
Yes.
Taking notes.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the name of the song that we just heard?
Oh God.
You're gonna play it for us, are you?
I'm gonna butcher it. So I believe that the song is called. Oh God, it's not working. It's called Premières. I killed it.
Premières lueurs.
Let's try it again. Let's try that with the
Premières lueurs.
That's better than
that's
either.
better than any of us. It's called First Glimpses.
First Glimpses.
There you go. First Glimpses.
Well, thank you so much for coming by today. I love to pick your brain about what it's like to be behind the scenes.
For sure.